I see your face on the cover of a magazine. CeeCee, CeeCee, give me that. CeeCee, you work that bass. Give me that. CeeCee, you work that bass. Give me that. CeeCee, you work that bass. Give me that. You work that bass. CeeCee, I see your face on the cover of a magazine. Flawless style. I love CeeCee when you put that makeup on your face. CeeCee, give me that.
What is going on, y'all? Y'all know who this is. Y'all know we about. And bitch, it's Ask CeeCee and Heather.
Hey.
Quite an interesting fucking year so far, haven't we?
Yep.
But we've got our yums. We've got our beverages. We're going to get a little stupid. So we're going to get that underway. Thank God for emails right here. Bam.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I don't know. I forgot that I was able to do that. I forgot. Yeah.
How'd you forget?
I forgot that I did sign it up. It's fine.
You know what I like?
What?
This. Oh, I can't do it.
Here she goes.
I just thought it was cute. This.
Marshall.
I was like,
Oh no!
I was like, no, no. Oh.
Marshall. I look like Boo.
Okay, but you have to do like Boo first, and then look at you.
Oh no. Oh no.
I
Why
was like,
why
oh.
nobody told me that? Why you ain't told me? Y'all ain't told me shit. Y'all told me that, well, this was Marshall. Marshall, are you here? You raggedy. So he said, love watching you no matter the situation, but I caught the replay Tuesday from Monday night, and first thing that popped in my head, pics attached. So this was me with my little stingy ass pigtails, and this because it's right on the money. Because it's right.
I laughed so hard when I saw that. I was like, oh.
Oh, oh no.
That's precious.
Oh no. This
It's cute. Oh. That was cute though.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that was funny. That was hilarious. Bitch, not that I look like Boo. Was that the kid's name?
Yes. Well, I think that's what they.
Was it?
I don't know if the child had an actual name, but they always called it Boo.
Oh. Look. Oh. Great. So now I look like Boo. That's great. I love it. All right. So we talked about today that we're going to be covering a subject which is bullying. So if you do have any questions whatsoever regarding that or want to tell us about your specific instance, I can do my best. I'm going to try my best to give the most optimistic and good advice that I can, despite the circumstances. I mean, I do have a job to do, so I'm here. So, yeah. The fuck is your phone farting? Oh,
Wow. It just vibrated because it's on silent.
yeah. That's okay. That's okay.
No! To take it off.
I wasn't trying to take it
Okay,
off. I was trying to
because-
push it down.
Oh, I was like, because last time you were like, I'm going to take it off.
Oh, that's as far as it goes.
Yes.
That's quite a profile.
I know. It's nice.
This is some lazy shit.
I know.
But I can see how it could be useful. I could see how this could be quite useful. I mean, you don't get the dents anymore up in your freaking pinky anymore.
Right.
You got, because we all got it. Yep, you got it.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that when you use your cell phones a lot, you get that dent up in your pinky, like right here? Just trying to hold it up. And I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one.
No, I get it.
Because it's literally that.
And that's why I have that on there.
Oh, look at you, Heather, with the ergonomics. I'm so appreciative of you.
I try.
All right. I have a pop socket too. Can't live without it. Oh my God.
See? They're nice.
I have a pop socket. I just don't want to use it.
Well, it's because it's a Freddy one.
It's a Freddy one, and I kind of want to save it. I don't know what for.
Just for your collection.
I guess.
I mean, I could always get you another one, and that way you have one for your collection and one for your phone.
Yeah. I mean, true. I mean, we could possibly do that. I mean, I'm not gonna get it, but no.
She's like, no.
No, because we got to start
no.
packing it. And you know what? I'd rather take my time.
Oh, I don't want.
Wait, baby, let me tell you something. The purge is about to come.
Well, just long as it's not your Freddy stuff.
Yeah, that's the first thing. That's the very first thing, because I want to carefully pack everything.
Oh, we're packing. I just mean you're not giving that away.
No. Oh my God.
Oh, I was like, oh, no, you're not.
No. Oh my God. All right. I'm sorry. We just went on a tangent real quick. Oh, someone sent me 2 new messages, but it's gonna have to wait. All right. Let's see. Can't do without it either, because it saves the strain of my wrist from holding my phone a lot. I've been lazy lately, so I've been using a phone holder. Just call it a day. That's literally all I've been doing. Have they been? Oh, I was gonna say, have they been trying to roll up here? Anywho.
Probably.
Oh well. All right. Shall we begin? Are you guys ready? Are you ready? I put on makeup specifically for this.
I know you did.
Yeah, because I did not want to be on here without makeup. Because, ooh, bitch. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Are we ready? Did we share the video? Share it with someone you love. Share it with someone you hate. Share it with the Westboro Baptist Church.
I should probably share it.
Fabulous. Let's get started. Erica says, this isn't about bullying. I just want to send you so much love and hugs and prayers. I lost my mama last year. You were always in my thoughts and prayers. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's, I don't know how to feel. I feel so numb right now, and I guess that's normal. I got the news at work, so I almost passed out because I was in the middle of doing a client, and I had clippers in my hand.
Oh,
Yeah,
tell me all that.
Yeah, I had clippers in my hand. Yeah, so as far as what to feel right now, I have no idea. But I know for a fact that I feel like I don't want to be alone with my thoughts right now. That's why Heather came the same day.
Oh, yeah. Me and Rosa both had the same idea. Rosa's like, we don't have no company. We're going, right?
Yeah.
I was like, yes, we are.
Yeah, so I have absolutely no clue what to do. All I can say is thank God for Monica right now. So big shout out to Monica, because Monica has been a complete angel with taking care of pretty much everything. Like, I wouldn't even know what the fuck to do. And we're pretty much, she doesn't even know what to do, and we're trying to figure it out together. So yeah, it's a big change, um, to say the least. But let's get back to these emails. Let's do that. Kim says, "Hey CeeCee, my heart is with you, girl. Thank you. So on to the subject. I wasn't really bullied in school or by friends. I was bullied at home by my family, my stepmother, and all adults. I came from a very dysfunctional, violent home and was on my own at 16. When my father died, my grandmother threatened to put me in a home. When it comes to seeing someone else bullied, I step right on in. I should be careful because I don't even think of all the danger. For example, driving down the road, seeing a man push a woman, I jumped out of the car and I grabbed her and walked her to the hotel that she was staying at right at the corner. I never allow anybody to bully anyone if I'm right there. And my beautiful daughter's the same way in school, college, anywhere she goes. If someone's hurting someone, bullying, hitting, any one of those horrible things that would go on in the world. So when it comes to bullying, it is not tolerated in my world. Love you, girl, but you already know that. I do. I do. I do. Leslie, sweetheart, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. You're so sweet. Um, so honestly, I really don't feel that violence is the answer when it comes to trying to stand up to bullying. I mean, sometimes it gets to that point. Sometimes it gets to that point because we're all already heightened from our emotions and stuff like that, and then we just get triggered from that. I trust me, I understand. Oh, I get it. I get it. Lisa says, I lost my mother in 2023 and have been estranged from her for 18 years because she was so toxic. I loved her and I forgave her, even though she never asked. I do miss parts of her personality, and I hope one day to see her again and we both will be better for it. I'm sending you love and prayers because it's not something you get over. It's something you have to learn to live with. I know she's in a better place than we are. I'll say prayers for Miss Betty as well. Much love, Queen. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I mean, she's right on.
She is.
You don't get over it. You just live with it every day.
She really does. Oh, she really does. Okay. Nicole, oh wait, I want to make sure that I didn't miss one. Okay, good. I'm right on point. Nicole says, "Hey girl, I find tonight's topic very interesting. As I've told you in the past, I am post-op. I had my surgery in 1980, so I lived through the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I went to an all-boy Catholic military high school where I was beaten every day and pushed down the sleet steps. My younger days were a nightmare. I was known as a neighborhood queer back then. Queer was not a good word. But it made me a stronger person and realize how wonderful my life is now. Anyone out there being bullied, don't ever give up hope. Tomorrow will be another day and hopefully better." Those are good words to live by. Thank you for your account of what you've went through. I feel like we've been through the same thing. But then again, anybody who has been gay, especially when they were going through the school ages, have cats who have gone through that possibly just as much, if not more. I have known quite a many high school friends who have battled other people and have sometimes lost because of homophobia. It's quite a real thing, ladies and gentlemen. And I pray that most people, or I pray that nobody goes through that shit. It's not a fun thing. It fucks with you in so many different ways. And it would usually take you to the point to where you need to seek therapy in order for you to make sense out of it, because I can understand from people who have gone through that, they would feel like they're the one to blame and they would end up blaming themselves, and it's not a fun thing to do. And it is an unfortunate thing, but it is a fact of life, especially being a queer person. I will say that it is not it's going to take that strength and that resilience in order for you to be able to see that. We can always tell somebody, you're so pretty. You're so amazing. You're so brave. You're so strong. The words of encouragement are there and we do mean well. It takes the other person, the receiver, to believe it. They can hear it all the time, but sometimes that little voice in your head is just much louder.
Oh, yeah.
So, I understand. I get it. Colleen says, how would you handle a boss who talks shit about coworkers, friends, their own family, downplays political, social, and mental health topics, and is one of those bad people who sometimes does really nice and generous things so that's all the outside world knows them for? It is such a great job, and I love it so much. My only complaint is the boss. There is no HR. The boss is the boss, and that's it. Document everything. Because when you do decide to take something that's egregious, for example, we're just going to bring it up, sexual harassment. Let's just bring that up. I'm just throwing an example out there. Again, that's something that you would want to speak to. Again, if there is no one above, that's really it. That person that you are having that issue with is pretty much the final boss in the level. There's always one more, and it's the legal law. It's the way of the law, honey. You just have to go and talk to your lawyer. And I would just start documenting everything. If you can, hidden cameras. Check your state, though. Because some places do not allow it and would not be admissible in court. But I'm not sure about the state of Illinois. I have not really looked up into the hidden camera laws. But I would have witnesses. Keep witnesses around you so that way they are able to witness the behavior. Because that sounds pretty fucking toxic. But I would just start documenting everything. And please have a witness or 2 or 3 or 4. Because again, when it's just you versus that person, it's considered hearsay.
When it's more than one, it's better. That's what the union told us.
Yep. When it's more, it is factual.
Union told us to document everything and keep reporting it.
Yep. And report it. I would report it to the labor board. I would report it to, there are steps of what you can do. And of course, always go with the advisement of your legal attorney or paralegal. So I hope that helps. Sharon says, I want to start by saying I'm sorry for your loss. I love Miss Betty. She was precious. My heart aches for you. I think you're an amazing person inside and out. I love you, CeeCee. What is your greatest accomplishment? This is the wrong time to ask that question. Because I don't feel like I've accomplished anything. I feel like I'm back at square one.
You're not.
I'm not. I know that. I know that. I know that. I feel that way.
I know.
I feel that way. Let's get one thing straight. I'm not in jeopardy of losing my home. It's just cold. And I've been without heat since January 10th. That's all. I am looking for another place to live because, again, I don't want any problems. I don't trust this new person. I'm a little worried, just a little bit. Legally, can't really do shit to me. Legally, can't do nothing to me. Rent's in escrow. That's all that is. There is to it. once he fixes said things, then we'd be able to discuss with, of course, legal aid, if I can ever get a hold of them, as far as what would be an appropriate payment for rent. Until then, I'm still looking for a place to live. I'm not scrambling as much as I need to right now because, again, there's communication and I have the law on my side. I'm still moving. Let's not get that twisted. I have no choice now. Now. Girl, you seen the basement?
Yeah.
You seen that basement? I haven't even taken Heather downstairs personally.
Yeah, I've just seen the videos.
Girl.
I can only imagine.
I can. Who you telling, girl? Who you telling? Like you seeing it up on FaceTime and me seeing it personally, it's like,
Oh yeah, I can't. I'm just wow.
yeah. I guess my only accomplishment right now is that I have a backbone. That's all. That's all. Anywho, moving on. Marcella says, does under eye cover up corrector go on before foundation or after? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. If you've seen me do makeup long enough, you would actually see that I've done it before and I've done it after. It looks the same.
True.
It looks the same. But again, it all just depends on what you're covering up. If you're really trying to cover up really dark circles up under, pay attention to the color wheel. Look for the undertone of the dark circle. If it's a blue, use an orange. If it's a green, use a red. But it's not telling you to use like that. You want to go with something a little bit more pastel.
Oh.
Don't go this hard. Don't go this hard.
Mm-hmm.
All of the light-skinned girlies, don't go this hard because it's going to show right through. Red is such a strong color. Any primary color is super, super strong. Blue is super strong. Yellow is super strong. So when you notice that a lot of foundations, when they're too yellow, you'll see it. Or when they're too warm, you'll see it because it's got an overabundance of red and yellow. So there you go. So there's that. But again, pay attention to what it is that you're covering because you may not need all of that coverage, girl. A lot of people who complain about the need for covering or, under eye, it's really not that bad. It really isn't that bad. Not unless you're like some of us with some dark ass motherfucking circles. Or my dark circles are a little bit more sunken in because I lost weight. I don't drink enough water.
No, you don't.
Don't do that.
Well, I mean,
Don't do that.
that's the truth. I mean, water's just water.
Mm.
Not everybody wants to drink it, but it's good for us.
Soda has water.
Oh, honey.
It's the first ingredient.
I understand that, but water, it hydrates you.
So does soda.
Yeah, but
So does Pedialyte.
water is good for you. It helps to flush your kidneys out and everything else. Prevents urinary infections. And yes, you still get them no matter what.
I can get a UTI,
Yes.
but I don't have banana
It
catamine.
doesn't matter.
Can I see you back here? I didn't know we can really talk about that right now.
Oh,
Because I don't have one.
I understand that.
I can get a UTI if I don't have banana catamine.
Yes.
My wing.
I learned that from the pediatrician when the boys were little.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, really?
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh.
Well, then there's that. All right, perfect.
You're like, oh.
Okay, well then. Fine, whatever. I'll just be like Bella. Just have a water bottle and just put it on the floor. She's not here to defend herself.
Oh, yeah.
Can we give a shout out to Bella, though? This is twice Bella saved my ass right now. This is twice that Bella saved my ass. I was like trying to figure out what the fuck I was going to do getting an oil change. And she, again, I forgot. And she reminded me. She was like, you know I'm studying auto mechanics. And I was like, you can do an oil change? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, there you go. There's the keys. I'm not going to complain.
Right?
And she did it. Now she's checking the oil sensor.
I mean, you need to really tell the full story because not only did she do your oil change, but she surprised you and they cleaned out your whole car and
They
did
did.
detailing.
They
and
did.
everything.
They did. They did. They did.
It was like brand new again on the inside.
It still does.
Yeah.
I did a good job keeping up with it.
You have.
I did.
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay. A little bit.
Okay, back to story.
Okay, back to story time. All right. Charlene says, firstly, I want to express my sincerest condolences to you. I'm sorry, this shit is like really small lettering.
Your glasses?
Oh my God, pretty please with sugar on top.
They're over here. That's where you left them last night.
Sorry, I got a itchy on my boob.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, sorry. I'm old. A bitch needs glasses. All right, I know this is a very difficult time for you, and I'm hoping that the memories of your mother comfort you during this time of need. I know the topic is bullying, but my email is not about it. You have been on my mind, and my heart hurts for you, as I too have lost a parent. Grievance has no timeline. You take it day by day, and no one can tell you otherwise. I understand. I know. I know that you've been dealing with a whirlwind of events, and damn, babe, it seems like you just don't get a break. Bitch, when I tell you, can I just
2025 came
can
in and
I
said,
vent? Can I vent for a quick second? What the fuck?
yeah.
What the fuck? Ever since May of last year, it's been downhill ever since. It can't get much lower than this.
I mean,
I'm saying this out in the universe because you already took my mama. How much more do I have to fucking deal with? Because I'm fucking tired. I'm so exhausted right now. I don't know what the fuck to do. Exhausted. In capital letters. Encased in glitter. And 24 karat gold. Exhausted.
mm-hmm.
I'm over it. .com, .edu, .org. I don't kiss ass. Bitch, when I tell you I've been kissing my job's ass. Because I don't need to lose that.
No, but I think they also see your worth. So.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. But I'm just like, apparently all of this shit now, maybe it's a PTSD that I developed because I'm like thinking, when is the other fucking shoe going to fall? Apparently it fell. Apparently it fell. I'm so tired.
I know.
You have no idea. God, I'm fucking exhausted. Exhausted. I do need a break. And this time I'm not asking for dick. Like, I feel like dick is just going to make me angrier.
Possibly.
Anywho, I know you are saving money to move out of your apartment, and this unexpected death of your mom surely doesn't help when you're considering financial circumstances. Hence why I have to thank God for Monica. Monica took it upon herself. My mother's final wishes is for cremation. And Indiana is way cheaper. Way cheaper. She said she got it taken care of. I believe her. I believe her. I will handle the rest of the final arrangements after that. But anywho, I digress. I'm asking, and probably for the most of your followers, without overstepping or intruding in you and your family's privacy, can you at least provide us with a dollar amount of the service you choose for your mom? We're not doing a service. My mother does not want any of that. A long time ago, my mother conveyed to me, before all of this bullshit started, that if she were to go, and she put capital F because my mom's a fighter, I don't want a coffin. I don't want to be buried. I don't want a funeral. I don't want any of that shit. Just put me in a fucking urn, put me on a shelf.
Yeah.
Which is what she wanted. And I'm going to, and again, I've always been the son/daughter to respect my mother's wishes, even against my own better judgment. I will always respect my mother for it, even though when I know it's not sometimes best for her, and even though that I have explained that it's not always the best course of action. So my mother is stubborn, and that's exactly what she wanted. So I'm respecting her wishes. Monica and I are respecting her wishes. So, thank you.
If you want to donate to something, donate to the GoFundMe.
If not, that's okay. I'm not asking for shit at this point in time. I'm really not. It always just ends up blowing up in my face. I really don't want to ask, and I will not ask. But she continues to say, I believe all of us want to help you, whether it be a burial or cremation. I believe I speak for all of your followers. We can and will support you and hold you up when you fall weak. CeeCee, we love and care for you. You are never alone. Sending warm hugs and strength to get you through this trying time. Heather, with CeeCee dealing with so much, kindly let us know how best to help. And I will leave it in Heather's hands.
I started a GoFundMe for her, me and my daughter-in-law, and admin Kat. The three of us thought together, pieced together all the words and everything. We decided to do the GoFundMe for her. I have the link. If you guys want it, I can go on both YouTube and Facebook and post the link. You guys can donate to that. If you can't donate, you can always share. You know, become a subscriber.
And there's that. Colleen says, at what point is throwing shade, being petty, actually bullying? It's easy to get caught up in the tea and thinking it's all in good fun when you're talking shit with love. But how do you draw the line in the sand once you hit your threshold or realize that yourself or others are actually hurt by some of the comments? It depends on the person. That 150% depends on the person. Okay? If it's like, say, for example, I know who reads me to filth. Savannah. Tracy. Read me to the freaking carpet. And yes, even though that I'm past my threshold, I know where they're coming from. Okay? There are certain people in your life to where you know that you are past your threshold, but you're realizing, had you been somebody else, you'd have been popped in the jaw 6 ways from Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's you, not only am I going to humble myself, because some people have too big of egos, that they let that ego cloud their humility. And then they don't listen to it and they just be like, ha ha ha, I don't give a fuck, whatever. It's coming from somebody who you know and who you trust. There are times that Heather got me good. Not many, but she get me good. And I look at her and be like, she's grown up so quickly. She's grown up so fast. Now she's starting to get real quick with the shit now. I'm so proud of I am so proud of you. Because you knock Bella down really quickly. Love that. Love that. I'm this way because I'm this way with everybody who is in my circle. It may seem like I'm such a bitch. It really, to somebody looking from the outside who can't get into my inner circle, will look at me like I am just a stone cold fucking bitch.
Yeah.
But I promise you it's coming from a place of love.
It is. Sometimes she doesn't sugarcoat shit.
I don't, and I won't.
She'll, instead of sugarcoating things, if she doesn't really want to come out and be blunt, she'll just get very quiet. And that's how I know that I'm like, all right, well, just please tell me what you're thinking, because I'd rather hear it out loud than sit and ponder in my own thoughts.
Yeah.
But
I'm not the type to sugarcoat shit. That is a quality that my mother taught me. I am my mother.
A little bit.
A lot of bit. Not a little bit. A lot of bit. I'm a Gemini in the disguise of an Aquarius.
Rosa thought she was a Gemini. And I was like, no, she was an Aquarius. She was an Aquarius.
Yeah. My mother acts more of a Gemini than I do. My mother acts more of a Gemini than I do. She can flip-flop real fast. I can't. You'll see it coming when I flip-flop. At least I'm transparent. The tranny who's transparent.
Wow.
What? I know my life. But, child, you have to have a fucking backbone.
I mean, I'd rather you be honest and tell me the truth, even if it stings.
And that's a thing that both Gemini and Aquarius have in common. That's the one thing me and my mother never clash on when it comes to facts.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to opinions, we clash. Facts are indisputable, and I can respect my mother for that. So, yeah. Let's move on. Okay, back to this. Tina says, "Dear CeeCee, I've been following you for years. I love you, and I just want you to know how sorry I am that you lost your mom. I lost my mom last February. It's been hard. Here are my thoughts and prayers." Do you want to know what's so creepy? We're going to share a little story about us. And it's not the turkey baster this time. So, this is the weirdest thing. Your mother died when you were?
44.
I'm 45. Your mother died at age?
72.
My mother was 72. Your mother died at?
St. Catherine Hospital in Chicago, Indiana.
Same.
She died January 7th, 2015. Early in the morning. It was like 6 something I got the call.
Yeah. It's creepy. It's creepy. It's creepy. Isn't it creepy?
It is weird.
It's weird.
Well, I always did say that she brought you to us.
That's true. Colleen says, not a question, but a tip. With loved ones, whenever I feel a topic is crossing a boundary or going into a territory I don't want to discuss, i.e., politics, I create a safe word. Once it's said, the conversation is redirected. It has been a game changer. I've also set a safe word for traumatic topics that can be triggering, like my former boyfriend's suicide. My triggers are my responsibility, but we all know that they can come out of nowhere. So if I say pelican, my loved ones know that I'm having a moment and to give me space. I think that is the sweetest thing ever.
That is.
That is really sweet. And with that, it works with people within your circle.
Yep.
It works within your circle. I'd be happy to do that with you if you want.
Sure.
What's your safe word?
I don't know.
Don't you dare say pineapple.
No, remember when years ago, you don't remember what I told you it was?
What?
When you're on live and it was the first time you ever called me out. You were doing an after dark
Uh-huh.
and you were talking about safe words and you were like, what's everybody's safe words? And if for some reason French fries came to my head, and I'll never forget it because you read it, and then you said my first and my last name, and then you gave me that look, and you were like, really? Really? Really, girl? French fries? Really? I don't know why French fries came at all. I was watching Shameless, and then
Obviously.
and then you said you were talking about that.
Yeah. Okay, so yours is French fries.
That was years ago.
That's fine. You know what? And I'll probably forget it. But the thing is that it's gonna be so random that you're just gonna be like, all right, French fries.
You're gonna be like,
And I'm gonna be like, what?
you're like, bitch, you can't have that. You're diabetes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ask the Curtain.
Pay no attention to that.
To the man behind the curtain.
I was trying to figure out how to redirect it.
Oh, I love the fact that she doesn't want to misgender me. I love the fact. Oh, I fucking love you. Paula says, I'm sorry for your loss. My prayers are with you. I have a question. So my dog is 4 months old and has the worst case of separation anxiety. I've tried everything and nothing works. My boyfriend came over the other day, and when he grabbed me to sit on his lap to cuddle, my dog went crazy. What else can I do? I tried leaving a shirt that smells like me, a bear with a heartbeat, the TV on. I can't do that. My PSEG bill went up because of it. I love him, but he's causing me so much stress. Number one, you're going to have to do exactly how I did with Lola. You weren't around for Lola.
I know. I was trying to remember.
Lola.
Wait, was that one of the small little doggies that your mom had on the fridge?
No.
Oh.
No. Lola was a nice little Chihuahua mix.
Oh.
Yeah. That me and small dogs don't get along.
I want a Howler.
The reason why me and small dogs don't get along is because I'm clumsy. And I walk without looking down.
Yeah.
Last thing I needed. Yay! I end up kicking the poor baby like a football.
I don't want to get a Chihuahua though.
So, but Lola had the worst separation anxiety I have ever felt in my entire life. So I had to create, number one, a safe space for little Lola. And at that point, I used a fold-up table on its side with a pet gate in front of it to create a space where she can have her own little space and not be bothered, right? Number one. Number two, learn how to leave the house in increments. You're not going to stop it altogether, but you can lessen it to the point where it no longer becomes a problem. At first, your heart is going to tear at you because you're only going to be gone for 30 seconds. But you have to do it in a way that is going to be a routine. So it's the audible cues. for animals, believe it or not. It's the audible first and then the visual. So, first thing of what I grab, and I do this every time, even with Lucy, because Lucy has lessened her separation anxiety.
Sometimes.
She's lessened it a lot. It was way worse.
Yeah, true.
It was way worse. First thing I grab is my purse that has my keys, and it makes the sound of keys jingling. If I were to make that sound now, the dog would run over here
Because she thinks you're leaving.
because she thinks I'm leaving. The second is the audible. The second is the next. It's her only audible clue. Her second one is my shoes. It's the last thing I put on. I put on my shoes. That's when she either knows one of two things are about to happen. One, she's either going to go OUT, or I'm about to go OUT for a while. Okay? Then I grab my coat. That's when she really thinks one of the two. She'll know the difference between the two when I grab the leash or I grab my purse. Do that, but I also put separation anxiety music for her. It lasts 5 hours. When I was working in Oak Lawn, I was there before it finished. But I work in Glenview now and in Des Plaines. So unfortunately, I can't create a playlist just yet. I have to work on that. But for right now, in that 5 hour span, somebody else is home. Whether it's you or Bella. So she's fine. So there's that. Leslie, she's not having a funeral. I just said that earlier. She's not having a funeral. The expenses have been taken care of. So I did that with Lola.
Mm.
First 30 seconds, did that for a week. Then a minute, did that for 2 weeks because that was a little harder. Then I did 5 minutes for 2 weeks. Then I did 10 for another 3 weeks. That was harder. Then I did half an hour till she got used to it. Then I did a full hour and she got used to it. Then I did a full day. She got over it. She got over it. Lucy, it's a little bit harder. She's going through the same shit. You know? It's like she went through a breakup.
Yeah.
She went through a breakup. That's another thing. I'm going to have to establish a rule. No men in the house.
Yeah.
No men, whether it's from me or from Bella. No men. Because then that one gets attached. Especially if she likes him.
Yeah, that's her second. First it was Tristan, and
Now Jonathan.
like, poor Luz.
So now that's that. So
She's going after Bella lately.
which is why she's a Bella's ass all the fucking time. Literally. You know, first with me with Mark. And then now with my mother. That was the hardest. And that's why she's having mild separation anxiety now.
Mm-hmm.
Because of my mother's absence. So, yeah. It's hard on all of us. And it's more so upon Lucy. Because she sees it written on my face. She's the one that's next to me when no one else is here. So that's a lot of burden. That's a lot of burden on my dog. Because I treat her like a fucking human being.
Oh yeah.
So. Karen says, I want to send you my sincerest condolences. Since January of last year was a year of exhaustion of losing 6 family members. My mom going through open heart surgery and dealing with a bullying narcissistic ex to be very soon, and I had to learn to walk away and file for divorce. By doing this has taught me to stand up for myself and move on with my life. Good for you. Good for you. I'm proud of you. I hope he's gone. Colleen, ask. You just said we were going to share a little story about us and not the turkey baster. So I'm here to ask about the turkey baster. What's with the turkey baster?
No. Really?
Don't get red. You're going to match your hair. So what had happened was... Look at her. She made me mess up my hair.
Oh, my precious. It will be okay.
Don't do that to me. I'm not Lord of the Rings.
Precious.
Anywho. So what had happened was, it was on a rainy Tuesday. Heather and I were at the Holiday Inn Express. I wasn't going to bring her here. She's loud.
Wow.
We were watching Netflix up on the bed. It was her account. One thing led to another. Because, hotels have that effect on us.
Yeah.
It does.
It was one of those ones where you put a quarter in and the bed vibrated.
It's a Holiday Inn Express, not the fucking Patriot Inn.
Well, how do you know about Holiday Inn didn't have a special room like that?
Because I should know I paid for the room.
Oh, well, did you ask if they had a special bed like that?
No, because you didn't ask for it.
Well.
Okay, then. She was high when all this happened. But anyway.
We had box wine, too.
We did. We did have box wine. We had Shiraz.
We did.
We did.
It was the blush.
She was blushing afterwards when I used the turkey baster. 9 months later, here comes Bella.
Why is it always got to be raining? Why can't it be like a warm summer evening?
Because we were inside when it happened. I mean, who does that outside on a rainy Tuesday? Tuesdays are not always warm. Tuesdays are shitty. Go with it.
Okay, yes, Tuesdays are shitty.
Ah. And after that, we had gummy worms and ice cream.
Yeah. Death by chocolate.
For her, oh my God. She found a new place to lay down.
I was like, what?
What you were worried about?
I'm out. Are you out too?
I sure am.
Oh, you gotta work in the morning though. You want a refill?
Sure, don't go hard this time.
Okay. Ew. That's not what you said before.
No, that's not what you said before.
How you know I didn't have something?
I don't know. I got the turkey baster. I mean, Bella's not here.
I mean, true.
And we got the Netflix.
I mean, that's true.
The dog's going to scream in pain. She's going to be like, what the fuck?
What?
No, that's what she's going to say.
Oh.
Anywho. Do we have any more emails? Or do we have any comments? I got to read comments. Hold on.
I was like, give it to me.
Oh. Oh my God. I got my doggy a doggy Kong, and I would fill it with peanut butter or a treat with something. It takes a while for her to get it. And it helps when I leave the house because our dog is paying more attention to the treat than me leaving. I tried that with her, but let me tell you something. Lucy is a smart bitch. Lucy's smart. I'm going up, still looking at comments. Paul, I love you, sweetheart. I made them a promise they would not go in a home and they would not die in one. Yeah. Did you know she was sick? Yes. Can you acknowledge me also? Hi, Louisa. So is your mom going to be cremated? Yes. I have so many questions, lol. Well, send them. The first time I heard that story, you told it so seriously, I was believing it. Let me tell you something. A lot of people were believing the shit. They believed it. They really believed that Bella was the product of a turkey baster. So Thanksgiving is a real treat for her because she looks at me, she's like, "Hi, Mom. Hi, Ma. Hi, Dad." Rebecca, you are more than welcome to just send it. Send it to me, baby. Send it. Kelly Flaw. There you go. Thank you, baby. Thank you, Shama. Grisella, of course I remember you. I do. I'm sorry about your mom and everything with your apartment. Thank you. Can you move into her apartment or is it too small? It's the same price. And she's got a 1-bedroom. I have a 3. Technically a 2.5. Are you doing okay? I know that is a stupid question. Oh, it's not a stupid question. I'm okay, honey. I'm so confused. Been a hot minute. Who's Bella? My daughter. So I know some people don't think cats have personalities, but mine definitely does. And when I lost my brother and crying, my one cat came up and was crying with me. Oh. Of course, cats have fucking personalities.
Oh, mine do.
So does ours.
Yo, he's one of mine.
First of all, he's ours.
Fine. He's ours.
Okay, this is already a big step. I claimed the cat.
It is. I'm so happy. They're all little shits, especially the zombie one.
You leave.
Chloe.
Did you explain?
No.
You didn't explain.
Because I felt like it was Pet Cemetery almost.
Why do you think I called her Zombie Cat? So what had happened is that one of her, 3 of, how many cats was it that escaped out of Shawshank
2.
Redemption? Okay.
Chloe and Baby.
So Chloe and Baby, her 2 cats have actually escaped the apartment. How?
Through Gabe and Rose's room.
Out through Gabe and Rose's room window. So, she called and she said that, "Oh my God, my pussies have escaped." And we found one. We found Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But we didn't find Chloe. My son Gabriel went to go look for Chloe.
Yes.
And he thought he found her. But unfortunately, she had and they all just went with it. I believed it too.
Well, yeah, because it had the same
It had been how many
markings.
days?
Since you came home?
No, how many days from the time that you discovered that cat to the time that you discovered your cat? A week.
No, it was more than a week. She had been gone more than a week.
About a month?
Close to it, I think.
Okay, so somewhere around a month. So they mistakenly took a cat that has expired for Chloe, and come to find out that someone actually kidnapped Chloe.
Well, she found her. She said that she had
Sure.
she,
Kidnapped.
she said Chloe had came into her building
Mhm.
because nobody out there on that Moses land,
Wow.
where Jesus lost his shoes,
Mm-hmm.
they don't lock their doors.
Mm-hmm.
So she said she came into her back apartment complex. There it goes. And that's where she had her. And she said she claims she posted in the Amazon group a couple times, but we never saw anything.
Amazon group?
Amazon.
Oh,
And we never saw anything.
got it.
But yeah, Rosa was scrolling through Facebook and came across it, and she's like, that's Chloe.
Okay.
I was like, the fuck?
So, needless to say that she found Chloe, but it wasn't on the side of the road. It was,
She was alive.
she was alive and well, so that's why I called her the Walking Dead cat.
You know, they had named her Tuna.
Yeah, you told me. They named her Tuna. And I
was
was like, appropriate.
Fuck?
It's a dead fish. Glug glug, bitch. Meow meow.
Meow, 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 meow. Hi, baby girl. You're so beautiful. Did somebody say kitty?
Sue says, can I ask if you were bullied in school, and if so, how did you deal with it? Asking because my friend's son is going through this now. Thank you. So sorry for your loss. Sending you hugs. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hold on, Sue. I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you.
I got called the raggedy ass Marshall.
That was me.
That
was me.
That photo, I live.
That was me. Anyways, Sue, was I bullied in school? Of course I was. Sweetheart, I was called a faggot before I even knew what the word even meant. Okay?
Yeah, your mom said that.
I was called a faggot before I even knew what the word meant. Of course I was. I was bullied all the way to college. I was bullied all the way to college. Not so much in college, though. Definitely in high school. Definitely in grammar school. How did I deal with it? I'm still here, aren't I? I'm still here. And I've dealt with a myriad of people, gangbangers, etc. Which was weird for the gangbangers because most of them were on the DL.
Really?
Yeah! Don't you fucking know that?
No.
Girl, let me tell you something. A lot of the dudes who are in gangs that are homophobic, and I'm saying this in two-handed quotes, are the ones. Let me tell you something. Anybody who is homophobic has homophobic tendencies. It's called projection. They take it out on those who are obviously homo.
Kessler Head was homophobic.
Once I got past all of that, once I knew that type of information, I was fine. Because I learned how to y'all just talking shit just to talk shit. And when they realized that their words no longer affected me, they stopped bothering me. Then I learned how to fight. That and I learned how to fight. That I can thank my stepfather for. He enrolled me in boxing class.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't that long of a boxing fucking, like he only paid for a couple classes.
Still.
But bitch, my left hook, not my right, my left hook is pretty fucking mean. It's pretty fucking mean. So yeah. Guess he kind of knew something before I did. But anyway, so kids can be so mean. Their upbringing can be so fucking mean. It's
Starts
their
at home.
upbringing. I'm sorry. It starts at home. It starts at home. It really starts at home. And the reason why kids get away with it so much because they don't face the consequences. Let me tell you something. And this is coming from a real fucking place right now. And it may come from a place of hurt. But I'm going to see it anyway. I fought so much throughout my grammar school, throughout high school, and I fought dirty. I had to fight. I had no choice. It was either that or something was going to happen to my face. And baby, let me tell you something. When it came to the face, they never came there. They never came there. I fought with anything that wasn't glued to the fucking floors or the walls. I fought. And when I tell you that some people just need that ass whooping because no one else is going to be willing to give it to them. No one else is going to be willing to give it to them, but I'll be happy to give you some. I'll be happy to give you a little some. I may not win the fight, but I'm going to give you a little something to kind of humble you for a little bit. So, once I started standing up to bullies, and this didn't happen until fucking high school. And it didn't happen until high school. And it wasn't because I was throwing fists. It was because I started dressing in women's clothing. A lot of things changed after that. I was in ROTC at the time, and I wasn't allowed to wear the uniform anymore. I had to wear black and white. I wasn't allowed to wear the uniform.
Oh, wow.
Which I respected that. Because even though that me and my sergeant major, who was my instructor at the time, we didn't see eye to eye when it came to the homosexualities. But I will tell you that he respected me enough to put me to the side and talk about it with me. To make sure that what I was going through wasn't a phase. To make sure that what I was going through, it was something that I was sure I wanted to go through. He at least took some type of compassion on me. And as a teenager who was a bit rebellious, I didn't see it as that. I saw it as just someone who was just trying to be that type of conservative to be like, you don't need to air your business out like this. Sergeant Major Kuczynski, I will never forget him, but I get it now. I get it now. He wasn't doing that just to stifle me. He did it to protect me. And I wish that a lot of queer people who are going in through that type of scenario understand that. To realize that you're going to have the opportunity to do this unapologetically with absolutely no problem from outsiders. Because let me tell you something, kids and teenagers are all about that fucking life. They will fight. When do you see an adult do that shit unless they're drunk or horny? You don't really see that in adults. Adults will just say some stupid shit and just keep it at a distance. Or if they're drunk enough or horny enough, they will want to fight.
You're true. I've seen some shit.
I've seen some shit. It's always been under those fucking, 3, if they're drugged up enough. I've seen that shit. It's never somebody who's lucid. It's always from somebody who's under the influence without thinking of the consequences. Because somebody who is under the influence of something, you can call it drugs or alcohol or whatever the case may be, they don't care about the consequences. They will act as if they have nothing to lose. When they're lucid, they're going to understand why, and then they're going to have remorse because they're like, well, shit, I just lost my job, or shit, I just lost my wife, or shit, I just lost my girlfriend, or shit, I just fucking ruined my life. You know? Then you just have, again, this is a very small instance, and I've experienced it too, where people are plain fucking sober. But at least you know who the fuck they are. I've always seen that. You can always tell somebody for who they fucking are in one of two instances. One, I'm going to see if they're drunk or high. And if they're not drunk or high, you can tell. You can tell when somebody is just that racist or that bigot or that homophobic. Yes, they do come in sober flavor as well. It's not that often. You see it more from somebody who's inebriated because they feel as if they have no consequence, or you see it from somebody who's sober who has a strong sense of entitlement.
Oh, yeah.
You get it from entitlement. You get it from somebody who has had privilege. You don't get it from somebody who does not have privilege.
That arrogance is not where we are. That entitlement.
Yep. And sometimes some people just need that pop in the mouth.
Oh, they do.
They do. Would you mind excuse me for a second? I have been imbibing a beautiful beverage, and I do need to
she needs to go to powder
pay the
room.
water bill.
Okay. She's like, what? Where are we going?
You're not paying the water bill.
Lucy. Come here, baby. Hi. You're so pretty. Who's your pretty puppy? Who's your pretty puppy? Get her. Watch her, Lucy. Get her.
I know, my baby. I love you. Here, let me get you a phone.
She was like, treat. Oh, I thought you were going to give her one of the big bones.
No, she already had one. One of those a week. Otherwise, she's going to start doing what she normally does when you give her too many of those.
Oh, yeah.
Hide them.
Well, that, and then she gets her tummy.
She gets bored of it.
She gets a tummy ache, too, with too many of them.
Yes, those sober bullies were privileged and entitled. Exactly. Let me tell you something. A sober person who does not come from privilege or entitlement will never say that shit. They will either, one, still hate but keep that shit to themselves, or two, say it to somebody else who has that privilege and entitlement to make them say it out loud. To be their megaphone. Cowards, either way it goes, because they have to come from something in order for them to say how they really truly feel. Have I experienced racism? Not as much. Not as much. Maybe because I'm so light-skinned. Maybe. I don't know. But that's not to say that anybody else has gone through that shit too. And at the end of the day, in the beginning of the next, words mean absolutely nothing unless you give it power. Words mean fucking nothing. Words don't mean shit. Remember how we always talk about it's your actions, not your words? Apply it. Apply it. To some people, it's harder. It's easier said than done. Because sometimes triggers could be trigger from an ex, a family member, a roommate, someone who you were in close interaction with. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes that fucks with you. And now that's another hurdle you have to go through. Guess what? You have to go through that fucking hurdle before you have to realize that those words mean nothing. You're the one that has to look into the mirror and say, I am beautiful. I am brave. I am this. I am that. I am this. I am that. Ignoring not only those voices up in your head, but those people as well. It's exhausting. And yes, you are human. So eventually, eventually those words are going to get to you. So give yourself the fucking moment to sit down and just chill the fuck out and be like, you know what? I'm overwhelmed. It's starting to hit my hot buttons. But you have to understand, it's not hitting you in the way of hurt. It's hitting you in the way of anger. It's hitting you in anger, not hurt. Because now you're older. And you're just like, as a kid, as a teenager, I wasn't able to really do all of that shit because, again, I was a kid. I was a teenager. I was going to get my ass beat. I'm an adult now. It's either I go to another room or to another place or to a different space than for me to be in a jail space. Because I'm quick with it. I don't even ask questions later. You said what you said. We don't have to exchange words after that. After I knock your fucking ass out, I'm going to wake your ass up and we're going to sit down. We're going to have a drink. You can talk afterwards. I've already did what I had to do because you said what you said.
Didn't you have one time, I don't know if it's classified or any bullying, but I guess somebody had said something to you on when you saw the fan page, and it was the same person that they had their audacity to come to your show. They were like on the fan page, like talking shit, like shit talking you.
Yeah.
And then came and you said that
because I said something that she didn't like.
Right, and when she was like, they came up for pictures or something like that, she was like, oh my God, I'm a big fan. And then you were like, I know who you are.
Yeah.
I think you said it was at a Mary's or something.
Yes,
right?
it was. It was a Mary's in Toledo. No, Mary's in Houston.
Because I know you told me, like, she came and everything, but then you confronted her right there.
Confronted her right there and there. And I'm just like, no, you cannot get a fucking photo with me. Thank you for paying the admission. Thank you for paying the tab. Make sure you tip your servers. At this point. We've grown up, but we haven't grown up mentally.
Yeah.
Sometimes that immaturity will come through and we either want to get revenge on them or we want to be just as petty. There is such a thing as just redemption. By doing better. Yeah, even that may include sometimes popping them in the fucking jaw, and you may have to deal with an assault charge, maybe a battery, but just have bail money. I can't be in control of everybody's lives. I'm only in control of my own. But just realize that if you plan on going down that route, please have bail money. Sometimes people will get us to that point.
Oh, true.
Sometimes people will get us to that point. Sometimes they just know what fucking buttons to hit. And I blame us for it. Because we let them know those buttons to hit.
True.
These are the buttons that you can hit. But I'm trusting you enough with this information for you not to use it against me. Then when you bring it up against me, that's when I act like a stone cold fucking bitch. Not because of the fact that you brought that shit up, because of the fact that I told that to you
And trust.
in trust. For you to want to make a spectacle out of it. Do you know what I mean? Hence why I never start online bullshit. It always just comes to me and I end up finishing it. And I always end up being the fucking villain. Fine.
What are you gonna do?
That's fine. I'll be the villain. That's fine. Back then, I was so worried about being the fucking villain. I don't give a shit anymore. If I ever get on RuPaul's Drag Race, I hope they peg me as the villain. Just know that if I go up on Drag Race and I act like a huge bitch, half of that is me.
You're sassy by nature.
The other half of that is because it's for good TV. So please ignore that grinding sound in the background. That is just my space heater going off. Yeah. Hold on. Becky says, first off, sorry for the loss of your mom. This topic is a good one. Let me first say I'm 40, and I used to be a big bully. I grew up in foster care and had nothing better to do. I got it together by going in the military. However, I grew up next to the KKK people as a kid, so it was rough. So now, as an adult, I had to run away from my own family full of bullies. My son is Hispanic and Caucasian, and now I have a 7-month-old with an African-American Jamaican. I'm hurt by the actions of my family with the comments that are said out loud when I'm talking to my little sister who is 9. She calls me by choice and has been bullied by the family due to the choices I've made. She said it does not hurt her feelings, but you can hear it in her little voice. She calls me. I don't call her because of them. Do I continue to keep telling her it's going to be okay and keep telling her that they don't hurt my feelings anymore since I'm an adult? I just don't know how to keep letting her know my love and bond with her means more than words. I can't hug her. But do you think there is something else I should be doing to keep her positive, to show her that I'm okay and it's just words to me? Yes and no. This is coming from a place of experience. And I'm going to tell you this right now. All the words that can be said, whether in encouragement or not, has to be received by the receiver. Sometimes that grip is so fucking hard that it doesn't matter the amount of encouragement that it gives. It helps a little, but it doesn't help all the way. Short of removing that person from that scenario. So if you have it within your power, remove it from the scenario. You could be saving a life. Because just sometimes, and this is coming from a person from experience, sometimes just hearing it over the phone is not enough, because I know you can't get here to protect me if I'm looking to you as a source of protection when shit hits the fan. It might be better off just helping remove that situation from their life. It may help. Hell, it may even be easier than you think. Actions speak louder than words. Especially now, during this time in our lives. Actions speak much, much louder than words. Look around you. Look around the current administration. Look around politics. Look around all of that shit. Look at what's happening through unbiased eyes. That's the only thing I'm asking out of people. If you're going to look at the fucking world, please look at it outside of your echo chamber. Look at what's going on right now. You think that that's not going to go down to the micro level? It will. It eventually does. You've seen it up on social media to where people are having a hard time trying to get their fucking passport.
Yeah.
You've seen it to where people have lost out upon federal benefits because of whatever the fuck is going on. We're in a very uncertain time to where we kind of know where this is going, but we won't really know until it really fucking happens. I'm telling you to stand up for what is right. Universally. What is universally right. Not what your beliefs are based upon your upbringing. What is universally morally right. And again, let me even go even deeper because people want to confuse the Bible for morality. Because even though that we've known that God himself has stricken and killed people as well. I'm talking about loving thy neighbor, treating people with respect.
Not do unto others. Nobody
I'm talking
follows
about
him.
that type of shit. I'm talking about that type of shit. I'm talking about to where if another person eats doesn't make you shit. I'm talking that type of thing. As long as people are happy, healthy, and not hurting anybody else, leave them the fuck alone. Look at what's going on in Missouri. They passed a drag bill. Kids can no longer go to drag shows.
Well,
I agree and I disagree.
no, I know I would say the same thing.
I agree and I disagree.
You know, if it's an adult.
You don't want a bitch like me at a fucking kid show. I'm sorry. I even know my place. I even know my place.
But you at least, when you were doing Mary's and families came for the the early show, and then you
I
even
changed the songs around.
Right, but then you even told them, like, just so you know, like, this second show is not kid friendly. This is parent, if you want to keep your kids here, that's on you.
Yep, it's kind of the waiver. But however, it doesn't matter what I say.
I know.
At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what the fuck I say. If there is going to be a trigger in them, there's going to be a trigger in them. Okay? It happens with all of us. However, it takes a certain level of maturity to understand that, one, men in dresses are playing a part. They are doing female impersonation, which is also a synonym with female exaggeration. It's just entertainment. If y'all can get entertainment from a cat that says I love you, shut up.
I'm sorry.
If you can get entertainment from that, there are many forms of entertainment that are not going to fucking hurt you. By the way, we can even get into fucking Disney with all the sexual innuendos in there. Look at her. She's allergic to this shit.
I'm allergic to bullshit.
Yeah. It's just like, oh my God. Oh my God. You have yet to see a drag queen doing anything nefarious of that sort. Let it out. Thank you.
Look, the day I see a drag queen walk into the school and kill somebody to kill a mockingbird in their hand is the day I'm going to start believing that drag queens or even kings are horrible for children.
So, I don't understand. Y'all didn't get mad at Bozo the fucking clown.
Tootsie? Everybody loved that movie.
Mrs.
Doubtfire.
Again, we're not going to go through with that because, again, we can just spell out all the hypocrisies with all that bullshit. The thing is, The thing is, people know what the fuck they like, and they want to pick and choose from the fucking whatever the case may be, whatever publication may be. The point is, stop being such a fucking pussy. If you're a bigot, just say you're a bigot. If you're a homophobe, just say you're a homophobe. If you're transphobic, just say you're transphobic. You don't have to do all of this bullshit. You don't have to bring your kids around that. You don't have to. You, being in America, don't have to. You don't have to. If you're going to brunch and you decide to bring little baby junior son of a bitch with you, you don't have to. That's your right as a parent. We're not trying to parent your children. I don't get paid enough to parent your children. I get a $50 fucking booking fee for somebody who's been doing this for well over 25 years. The fuck? Last time I checked, I was at a bar. So if we want to keep it that way, if we want to play that fucking role, fine. Bachelorette parties, find somewhere else to go.
Bridal shower.
Bridal showers, bachelorette parties, whatever the case may be. Baby showers, I don't give a fuck. It doesn't belong in gay spaces. If we want to play that fucking part, just like with the gender affirming care, y'all understand that you taking estrogen is a form of self-affirming care. You taking hormone replacement therapy, which means trying to get any type of Viagra or any type of shit like that, or hair implants or a BBL or a fucking breast enlargement or a breast augmentation or a breast reduction or something to the fact to where you are doing any type of cosmetic surgeries is a form of gender affirming care.
Yep. See, Lucy knows.
It's a form of it. I don't fucking understand why they want to ban it. I understand it for kids. I understand it for kids. There's a reason. Because kids are going to change their minds eventually. Sometimes, not all the time. There are kids who are dead set on it and are going to live the rest of their lives happy, healthy. Okay? But there are others who are not going to be as such. And it's those cases that get highlighted that cause this type of fucking nightmare. There are, just like there are going to be people who go and get their lips done, a straight heterosexual cisgendered woman, and will not like the results. Just like somebody who decides to go get a penis enlargement because he thinks his wife is a good idea. And it does not work out that way. Now you got to use a just to inflate it.
It's sad how they want to isolate gender affirming care and just group it with.
They group it with us.
But
they
don't want to tell you that it's everything.
Because they're not thinking with their brains. They're thinking based on the Bible. And it's just like, you have to realize that whatever you are doing for yourself, either brushing your fucking teeth and putting in your hair in a certain way, or wearing the clothes of what you fucking wear, is a form of gender affirming care. So sorry. Sorry to fucking shit in your fucking Cheerios, but it is what it is. Do I feel that kids can go and play in whatever the fuck they want to do? Yes. If a boy wants to go out and going on his Tinkerbell and just wants to be Tinkerbell for a fucking day, leave him alone. Why? Because they don't understand gender and sexuality. They don't understand that shit. That's something that we teach them later on in fucking life when they finally like somebody in that way. Do you know what I mean? When you fucking like somebody in that way, oh shit, here we go. We got to teach you about the birds and the fucking bees.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to teach them that now? Let them learn about that shit later, since we're talking about protecting the kids.
You know, it's sad how we always group certain toys I'm like, no, these are for boys and these are for girls.
Bitch, I'm gonna put whatever the fuck I put in front of the kid.
I don't. Looking back, I just like I don't get it. Like it was like, oh, I like these trucks. No, you can't play with those because those little boys' toys.
Right. Exactly.
Like
Exactly. Exactly.
I didn't
Exactly.
understand it.
Leave your fucking kids alone. Let them have a childhood. Okay? Let them have a childhood. Just keep them safe. That's your job as a parent. You're the one that decided to spread your fucking legs and go through the fucking whole hoopla and then the 9 months and the throwing up and all that shit. This is your choice. You chose to have a child up into this world. Let them live a fucking childhood. A childhood. Just make sure that they're safe and happy and healthy. I don't think that's too much to ask for, nor did I even put the words of gender in there. You don't have to put gender up in there. Not everything has to be about fucking gender. That's the fucking parents' problem. That's the problem with fucking parents of past upbringing. They need to just realize that just let kids be kids. As you know, the saying goes, I wish people would actually fucking start doing that shit. Let kids be kids. Boys will be boys. Girls will be girls. Let them be with themselves. As long as you teach them how to not judge other people because they are different. Don't use your fists, use your words. Violence is not the answer. Get an adult. No one should be touching you there. Get an adult. Do your homework. Eat your vegetables. Take out the dog. Take out the fucking trash.
Yep.
The fuck.
Clean your room.
Clean your room. When you get at a certain age, let me tell you something. I had keys to my house when I was 7. I was on my own at 9. Maybe it's because of that. That's probably how I ended up the way I ended up. But
We were different kind of kids, though.
We were a different breed of fucking kids. We were a different fucking breed.
We played out late. We
didn't have the internet.
What our parents had is at 10 o'clock was that, do you know where your children are at? They had a deletion.
We had Cindy Lauper fucking night telling us that shit. It's 10 o'clock. You know where your kids are?
Well, I was like, wow. We were just left to roam. I had a great childhood.
I had a fabulous fucking childhood minus the bullying.
I mean, being able to just go to the park and play, and even as a teenager, you still just go and hang out and have fun. And
child, if you had bruises on your fucking knees, you kept that to yourself until it fucking healed.
You were thirsty, drink from the garden hose.
Or you had a fucking neighbor or you had that neighbor Carmen that always had fucking snacks.
We had the lady down the street. She opened up her pool.
You're like, Ira, mijo, tú tienes hambre. I gave you food.
Bonnie
bitch,
would always feed us, and we'd
bitch,
pay.
Not Bonnie.
That was her name, Bonnie.
Was she Polish?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
But she had the big pool, and I think it was for her son originally because he was handicapped or something. So long after her son passed, she kept the pool open for the neighborhood kids.
Mm-hmm.
So you pay like a small amount. She'd give you snacks,
baby, and she paid that water bill.
And then you just went swimming in her pool. Long as you behaved, we had kids jumping off the roof and going. We loved it until the day she passed.
That's the thing, though, is that parents nowadays, they're holding a fucking pillow under their kids and be like, I don't want my kid to subject to that shit. You've never fucking experienced the shit either. Calm the fuck down. Seriously, calm the fuck down. Let me tell you something. I know that kids that are more fucking resilient than most adults. Kids are more fucking resilient than most adults. And if anything, you gave them the internet at an early age. You taught them how to be fucking resourceful, if anything. If they needed to look something up, they have Google. We didn't have that. We had the Dewey Decimal System. We didn't have that shit. We learned on our own fucking instincts. And if you teach them those bare fucking basics, hey, before you get dependent upon this fucking machine, I need you to understand that even electricity can go out. And when electricity's gone out, what the fuck you gonna do with that internet? Not a damn thing. Not a damn fucking thing. Because even back then, the fucking internet that we even did had was.
Oh my God, remember? And then if the call waiting wasn't off, and somebody was,
And as soon as somebody picked up the fucking phone, you lost it. You don't have mail.
you're in the middle of fucking LimeWire download. Oh my God, that was the worst.
Bitch, you sitting there trying to fucking download the latest fucking Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and then there you go. Someone picked. Mom!
Come on.
The fuck? I'm trying to download Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Girl. Let me tell you what people have lost. Their natural fucking human instincts. They relied so much upon the internet and AI. You better realize that fucking movie was... And you know what I'm talking about. Excuse me, I have to pee.
Again? Damn.
Shut the fuck up.
The second time you made my big ass get up.
Well, I'm sorry. Do you want to sit up on the fucking right side?
Well, no, because then I would be in front of the camera and it's not.
I can always move the computer.
It's not Ask Me, it's Ask CeeCee.
What?
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 Who?
Huh? I have to pee.
Okay.
I don't want to pee on myself.
Oh, I see.
I know
But
that.
when I had to go to the bathroom, you and Bella were like, pee yourself.
That is Bella. I've never said that to you.
You have said that in the back.
I have
You're like,
never
yeah,
said that to you.
Yeah, pee yourself.
I have never said that to you. You a lie.
I'm not lying.
You a lie.
Because Bella be on FaceTime and I'm like, oh, I gotta pee. And both of you, and she'll be like, pee yourself. And you'll be like, yeah,
You'll
yeah.
be all right. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Remember the Yahoo chat groups?
Oh my God. AOL.
Net Zero.
Oh my God. The kids had asked me, like, we were talking about George for whatever reason.
The early Craigslist.
Wait, and they're like, where did you meet him? And I said, in AOL chat room.
Mhm.
They were like, who? And I was like, America Online. I'm like, that
Yep.
was our internet.
And then that was when all those commercials came out. Be like, don't be trusting them online people. Don't be trusting them online people. Now you have things like 90 Day fucking Fiance.
Mhm.
The fuck? Let me tell you something. People have gotten so comfortable because of fucking the internet and technology that you forgot to use your brain. You got to start using your fucking brains and realize that your kids are using their brains because you kind of threw the tablet at them at a young fucking age. So all of what they know is that most of your kids are going to be either in IT or something to the fact that deals with computer science. Great.
So,
Way to fucking go.
I mean, that's all you see in the stores now. These little kids got the parents' phones or some little,
Bella didn't have a phone until she was what?
like 13, I think.
Thank you. When she was responsible.
They all got things when they were responsible and they had to make good grades.
I didn't have a fucking cell phone until I was 17.
But really, she didn't even have, it was a phone, but we never turned it on. What she had was, for longest time, was just a Wi-Fi thing where she could play games.
Girl, I take that back. I didn't even have a cell phone at 17. I had a beeper.
Oh, I remember the beeper.
I had a beeper.
So did we. And then you text and code.
Bitch, they know nothing about fucking pagers.
Remember the Nokia phone with the big fucking fat thing?
Yeah, the Psychic.
Jeez. Remember when you couldn't even do pictures and you had to like type out like symbols and everything to make a happy face or something? So I could send messages.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all have fallen out of touch with being face to face with people, so much so that you look to the internet to try to help you fucking type out a message through the AI. Stop. Enough already. Do you realize where all of this shit is going? Do you realize I'm looking at this and I'm just like, this is a little too much for me? Because the minute that I'm look at the fact that there is ChatGPT to where I can have emails written in a way that is nowhere near my fucking tone, but to make it sound professional, is what I have to go to because I'm usually a bitch. It's a godsend. However, we forgot to be able to use past participles. We forgot to be able to use nouns, pronouns, adjectives, verbs. We
True.
forgot to understand what the fuck the meaning was. Verbs, adjectives, nouns, pronouns, participles, conjunctions.
But they don't.
We forgot all about that shit. We forgot about cursive. We forgot about those types of things of what we didn't really need machines for, but apparently we're so quick to go to for it. Libraries are going to be a dying thing, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't fucking actually get a library card and actually learn how to take out a book and read the fucking book and actually understand the book and be able to even assign yourself such a thing as a book report, to be able to understand what you've read, to be able to understand what pleasantries are, to be able to understand what common courtesy is, to be able to understand what common sense is. Common sense was a much greater thing because it was common back then. It's not so common now because we become so dependent upon technology. I hate my phone. I hate my computer. I hate it. I only use it for the most basic things. And because of social media, yes, it has helped me in such a way for me to become an even better public speaker. However, it has become a crutch for many.
Yeah.
Y'all need to let that go. Please understand that. You don't need that. If you're going to teach your kids about something, it's not about hating drag queens at drag story time. It's going to be about picking up a fucking book and reading it. Catcher in the Rye, Of Mice and Men, The Life of Pi, To Kill a Mockingbird,
I think
Hamlet, the great classics.
it's sad that kids don't really probably have the same what we had. Like especially with school, like they're not taught like geez, I think it was by the time Joe hit school, they weren't being taught cursive. They weren't being taught like
You know what needs to be
how to
taught?
write a letter, like a formal. They didn't. That wasn't like
Not
a big
unless you were in the
priority.
business class.
Right? They didn't prioritize that. Like
Right.
it was shown to you in English class.
Do you know what needs to be back in schools? Home economics.
Yes. Some schools still have it.
Not everyone. And it's not a widely taught subject. You need to be able to learn how to boil fucking water.
Thank God the Bella chose to do the home ec thing. Remember when she was in high school?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad she took it.
Be able to learn how to do personal finance. Be able to understand what a fucking Roth IRA is. Be able to understand what a 401k is. Be able to understand what a fucking balancing a checkbook is. Which, by the way,
Yeah, they don't teach that.
should be taught by the parents. Should be really taught by the parents. You can't really force everything upon the teachers, honestly. They're already paid shitty as it is.
True.
There are some things that you should be able to teach your fucking children. For example, fixing a flat tire, changing your oil. Learn how to back out of a parking space. Learn what's the difference between a green bin and a blue bin for recyclables. Learning how to understand what is the time to be on the internet and when is the time to have screen time off. What is to learn between expanding your palate in culinary. Learn how to be able to fucking cook some things. Learn how to fucking cut a vegetable. Learn how to fucking boil. Learn how to bake. Learn how to fucking fry. Learn how to sew. These are basic life skills. And I'm talking the ones of the type of life skills that it does not involve electricity, water, gas, any utility. Where you have to use just your two hands and your fucking brain. If we don't teach them that, I promise you that when the entire fucking power grid goes out, they're going to just be ruined because they won't know how to fucking do shit. Most of them know how to fucking use an electric sewing machine. They don't know how to fucking hand sew. I do. Most of them don't know how to change a fucking tire. I do. Most people don't know how to change oil. I do. Balance a checkbook? What's a checkbook? Everything's digital now. Bitch, remember checkbooks?
I remember people. Some people
When you
still
had a
use them.
ledger? Remember ledgers? No, you have QuickBooks to think for that. Child, if doctors can't even fucking write in proper cursive, what makes you think this new generation is going to? If cursive is gone, fine.
Some
Fine.
states still have it mandatory.
Fine. but most of them don't even know how to actually print correctly.
Yeah.
I've seen some fucking 20-year-olds that have written in whatever they call penmanship. Their penmanship is terrible.
Man looks like a kindergartner's.
Bitch, remember when we had those trace letters?
Yes. I hated that shit.
I love that shit.
Hi, baby.
I taught that shit to my cousins.
Oh, really? Is it? Why is your sister not here?
I don't know, but take her. She'll be fine. I'll take her at the last step. So, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to teach anything to your kids, it is not about fucking drag queens, because drag queens is going to be something that they're going to, I promise you, they're going to come across later in life, whether you're there or not. You cannot protect your kids from everything. Please understand that as a parent who really is pretty over fucking protective. I'm pretty overprotective of my kid. I cannot protect her from everything. Why? Because I have a job. I have a job. Bitch, I gotta pay bills. I gotta put food on the table. I gotta put clothes on their fucking backs. Do you think I'm gonna have the fucking time to be able to monitor everything? No. Why?
Where's your harness?
Probably. It's on my bed. You know? Shit. You have to be a safe space for your kids. Because when you have a safe space for your kids, and I'm sorry, I'm not really in the fucking safe spaces, and this is probably coming from somebody who's never had a safe space, and I apologize for that 100%. But I'm going to let you know that if long as they are able to come to you with anything because they trust you and they value and they won't fucking judge you, you're going to have an amazing relationship with your kid. I promise you. Stop hiding shit from your fucking kids because they're not dumb. They'll be able to see the shit coming from a mile away. They can see this shit. They understand what heartache means. They understand what struggle means. They may not be able to experience it for themselves, but they can see it. Just like we can see it from a friend. If we can see our friends that are struggling, if we can see our friends that are hurting, if we can see our friends that are sad or mad or angry or something to that effect, we understand this shit. We may not be able to relate personally, but we can empathize. And that's exactly what your kids are doing. And if you constantly shut them away from it, they're going to find their own solace in other
I
things.
don't know where Bella put her leash.
And it may be from people who you don't agree with. It might be downstairs at the bottom of the stairs.
Where did you put Lucy's leash when you took her out last?
You're telling us to let kids be kids. You're telling us queer folk to let kids be kids. Fine. Please practice what the fuck you preach and actually be a parent. Literally be a fucking parent. Be a parent. I'm not the kid's parent. I'm not responsible for your child. You are as a parent. So if you don't want your child around that shit, don't bring them around that shit just because you like it and you don't want your kid exposed to that. That's your prerogative. But there's absolutely no reason for you to fucking pin it upon the LGBTQ plus community. Because let me tell you something. Most of the LGBTQ plus community is not kid friendly. You cannot expect us to be fucking teachers. We're not your role models. I'm sorry. We're not your role models. We're not. I'm not your role model. I'm the last person you should have as your role model. Because why? Because I go through struggle in ways you cannot imagine. And nor would I expose you to such things. Because I have a kid and I understand. I understand. Even though the kid is not biologically mine, I understand there are some things that some kids should not be exposed to. Especially not right now. My kid grew around drag queens. Did it make her into a bad person? No. It just made her to a more accepting person. It made her more compassionate towards other people. It made her understand that there are different people up in this world and not everybody's going to think the same way as you do. Not everybody's going to look the same way as you do. You need to have compassion because you never know what another person's shoes are going through. You never know how worn those treads are. I know that I went into a whole fucking tangent on this and I'm so sorry. Blame it upon the yum yums, blame it upon the beverage. However, I'm so sick and tired of people blaming us for this shit when we have nothing to fucking do with it. We literally have nothing to do with it. It is because of your own fucking bias and your own disgust for us that makes us, that makes you peg us as the fucking villains when you are the villain. You are. Espousing that fucking hatred and practicing it upon your next of kin when they don't need to be doing that. We're supposed to be the generation breakers. We're supposed to be doing better. That's what we all want for our kids, right? We want them to do better than us, right? Then let them. But please arm them with compassion and respect for other people and to learn how to be able to read and write effectively and be able to understand arithmetic. It doesn't have to go as far as calculus, because even though that I've taken calculus, I have yet to fucking use it in my fucking life. But even though I know it, be a vessel of knowledge. It's all out there, and even more so now than when we were kids. When we were kids, we had the library and we only had office hours, bitch. We have the internet and it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Do you understand the types of mountains that we can move just by the internet alone? And I wish more people would fucking speak up. I really wish people would fucking speak up. And I wish people would speak up in such loud volumes to understand that we appreciate all forms of life. And as long as they are not hurting anybody and they are happy and they are healthy, that's all that really matters. Why can't you just be a fucking vessel? Be a vessel. Because you have to realize that those kids are going to be adults someday, and those kids that are going to be adults someday are going to be parents someday, and grandparents, and eventually will die. What legacy are you fucking leaving? Are you leaving that fucking legacy of that archaic fucking past? That's why we still have racism. That's why we still have misogyny. That's why we still have homophobia, transphobia, and all that shit. We've been around for a long time, bitch. Don't act like this shit is brand fucking new. We've been around for a long time. You just averted your eyes to something else, and you decided to have fucking blinders on. Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. We've all been through this. We've all seen people. As long as they're happy and healthy and not hurting anybody, please give them respect, give them compassion, give them empathy, because there's some people are going through worse shit than you are. But don't be a fucking pussy. Sorry if it came out that way. But God damn it, enough is enough already. Enough is enough. Y'all have been using drag queens and fucking trans people for the longest time as your fucking scapegoats when it's coming up as priests and fucking politicians and other people who are not drag queens or fucking trans people or queer people that are coming up as that. And if it does, it is such a small, insignificant fucking number. Y'all need to start taking fucking responsibility for yourselves and quit trying to pin it on the other person. You ain't that fucking special. You're not that type of celebrity to where God even holds you in their fucking eyes. Calm the fuck down. Learn some humility. We are not that fucking important. We are just stardust. Literally. We're all gonna fucking die some fucking day. What you impart to your fucking next of kin is going to be that legacy. And if you bring up that hatred and you bring up that bullshit, such of the stuff that you kind of experience yourself, but you don't want to deal with that anymore, so why would you impart that on your next of kin? Why? Why would you impart that up on your offspring? Monsters. You call us the monsters. Let me get on a fucking pedestal.
Yeah,
y'all are doing too much. And y'all are doing too much through the way of fucking the internet and AI. Y'all are doing too much. Y'all could be doing something so much better with the internet and AI. Instead of y'all are just attacking each other for no apparent fucking reason other than your fucking differences that were taught to you by your parents. Who could have been wrong.
People comment.
Let me tell you what's not wrong. Let me tell you what is never going to be wrong. Compassion. Respect. Humility. It's okay to have an ego. That's all right to have a fucking ego. There's no such thing as entitlement. You don't need to fucking have that because there's no such thing. It's called arrogance. People are fighting the wrong fucking battles when you have to realize that eventually it's going to come for us all. All of us. Let me give you a prime example, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I have to go this route, but look at the fucking Latinos who fucking voted for Trump. Some of those Latinos have been deported. What the fuck you think they're saying now? Viva Mexico? Viva Mexico, I got a free trip back to Mexico. Do you really think that that's what they're saying? Really? Are we really thinking that? Nah. They're fucking getting a taste of their own medicine. They're getting a taste of their own medicine. At the end of the day, in the beginning and the next, I don't really give a fuck who you voted for. I really don't give a shit who the fuck you voted for. But if you voted for somebody who is going to go after people who did absolutely fucking nothing, but try to make a better life for themselves, you are just as complicit as they are. That's it. If you're worried about someone taking your opportunities because you were too fucking sleep to get it yourself. Period. You were too sleep. I'm not going to say the W word because other people just get triggered by that shit. But come on now. We live in a country to where we are able to express these free thoughts. And if people can voice those other fucking voices so loud to the point where executive orders are being passed and there's certain laws that just cannot be circumvented because of those executive orders, then you need to seriously wake the fuck up, because eventually you're going to realize that it's going to come for you as well, whether you believe it or not, i.e. women. So, do you remember at one point women were allowed to vote? Or was it just me? Do you remember that women were exactly like in The Handmaid's Tale back in the day? Or was it just me? So the burning of bras and burning of books meant nothing to you? The Million Man March meant nothing to you? That meant nothing to you? That you didn't see how you benefited as a person because of such historical events? Someone throwing the first stone at Stonewall? Marsha P. Johnson, Rosa Parks? Madam C.J. Walker, Frederick Douglass? Excuse me? White people have benefited from that too. But we all just seem to forget. At the end of the day, the toilet is just as white and still in the same shape no matter your gender.
True that.
The fuck you care about what stick figure is on the fucking wall? The toilet's the same shape. And if you're just going to pee, what the fuck does it matter?
Well, I just said this the other day at work.
Seriously, what the fuck does it matter? If you are so fucking worried about someone being next to you on the stall, regardless of their fucking gender, then hold your piss and shit until you get home. I know I do. I know I do. Because most public bathrooms are fucking disgusting.
Oh my God, yes.
And I'd rather use wet wipes. And what public restroom has wet wipes? Or a bidet for that matter?
That should be a thing, though. They can just supply wipes, too. Wish they would.
Y'all forgot about human decency. Y'all have to realize that we are all human. We all started as female. We all started as female. All of us. Every single one of us, if we want to break it down to the science, fine. If you want to go by biological gender as male and female, there are still medical facts that show otherwise.
Yep.
I'm not telling you this shit just from fucking experience, and I've done the research. This is just facts. This is just facts. You can look it up yourself. You don't have to trust the internet if you don't believe everything that you read up on the internet. There are libraries for that shit. There are books on that shit. Why are people so willfully blind? You're so worried about the King James Version of the Bible that there are so many different interpretations of the Bible. The Quran being one of them. My God.
Every Bible's different, too.
Everything is fucking different because it's going to be done through a different perspective of another person.
The Catholic Bible's different. I mean,
Girl, it is what it is. At the end of the fucking day, the point is that you have to be willing to have these hard conversations with people. That includes politics. Yes, it's going to piss some people off. And at the end of the day, in the beginning of the next, I'm not espousing an opinion. I'm espousing a fact. And that is irrefutable. And what I'm talking about is just normal, moral, universally fact. I'm not talking about my fucking opinion. If you want to talk statistics, I don't want to talk statistics because those can be biased as well. Whoever you believe in, you understand that right is right and wrong is wrong. And when you bring harm to another person through who you vote for, through who you let pass legislation for, through who you help pass an executive order for, through who you keep going to city council meetings for, through who you keep on writing letters to, through who you keep on trying to pass values onto your child for, is based on you. And if you don't have those at least three things in mind is compassion, humility, and respect, well then, I guess we know where you stand, don't we? A hit dog hollers. Be mad about your choices, not by my words. Paula says this is the 4-month-old dog, Java Louie. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. That's so cute. Colleen says, do you think sometimes people bully themselves? How do you break the cycle of negative self-talk and reframe your narrative? By going to therapy. Big advocate for therapy. I'm my own therapist because I can knock myself out of this. Even with the aid of a therapist, I still have to be the one to knock myself out of this. You are the catalyst. You have to be the catalyst because you're the one that's going to be the receiver of information. In order for you to make an informed decision, you have to be able to understand that and weigh the facts. When you weigh those facts, you'll be able to understand, yeah, I shouldn't be out of this funk anymore. I need to make changes within myself in order for me to be able to change how I live and how I view the world. Some people have blinders on. Some people have blinders that are welded on. Don't worry about those people. Eventually, everything rusts. And when that shit rusts off, and that's usually going to be under deathbed, they're going to really see the error of their ways. And if they're a narcissistic person, they'll never tell you.
Of course.
But if there's somebody who is just misguided, you'll be able to understand the misguided from the self-absorbed. And you can already tell those people a mile away, why the fuck you dealing with those people? You know who they are. It just hurts you to let them go. Because they may be a family member. Because they may be your significant other. It may be your child. It may be your parent. Some people are such creatures of habit that we don't tend to know when something so good in our minds is actually so toxic. And we don't know how to let that shit go because we figure that we lose a piece of ourselves in letting that go. But you have to let that piece go because it's not a piece of you, it's a thorn. Let it go. Let it go. Suzanne says, what about religious fanatics? What about them? People are going to believe what they're going to believe. That is no different than somebody who is a horror movie aficionado or coffee aficionado or somebody who loves Amish furniture or somebody who prefers Amish butter over fucking store-bought butter. There is no difference. It's just fanaticism at its best. Whether it's bad or good or whether it's going to help them or hinder them, it doesn't matter. Fanaticism is fanaticism. It does not have an ideation of what is good or bad. Nothing about that whatsoever. So if they believe that the Lord has parted the seas, turned water into wine, smited so many fucking people out of anger, has had homosexual relationships, sacrificed goats. It's all based upon whatever it is that you want to believe. You believe exactly what it is of what you want to believe because we are all given what? Free will. People are going to believe whatever the fuck it is of what you want to believe. And people are going to want to associate and become a hive mind with other people who believe like they do. But the only thing that people don't realize is that with people who have nefarious reasons for wanting to carry out the sentences that they do carry out because it goes against their beliefs, has zero compassion or respect for others. Here's a good example while I go pee. And answer honestly. How many of you cross the street when you see a black person coming across you?
I'm gonna sit right here.
Answer honestly now. some of you I believe. Can you understand that?
How many people are saying no?
Every single one of them. You're not being truthful with yourself. And if you do believe that 100%, I believe you. But I know not everyone is being honest.
I cross the street whenever.
And that is okay. That is okay.
Whenever I feel unsafe. I don't care
Right.
who you are.
Right. That's if you feel unsafe. But that's not what I asked.
I know.
Eventually, someone's going to have to answer that honestly. Thank you, Andy, for answering. Honestly. There's going to be somebody in the room. You made my point abundantly clear. We all have innate biases. Innate. Recognize what they are.
Sorry.
Recognize what they are. And be able to work on yourself with that. And realize tolerance has to come from within. You can say that your best friend, your dog, your whatever the case may be is black. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Are you willing to stand up for another person's rights? That is different from your own? Different from your own upbringing? Because what you should feel is that someone else's ability to live happily, healthy, and without hurting anybody is the right thing to do. Right? They're contributing to society. They're doing what they should be doing. I mean, within reason. You know? I feel that we should all have that type of mentality. That's the right hive mind to have. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. And we should be able to help out the other person who is being wrong and be like, you realize that what you're doing is wrong. And I hope that you do see the error of your ways. I cannot make you change. I cannot make you change. I can't. I hope you see it in order for you to make the change. But I'm just trying to be that person to be like, hey, I'm going to be that one that's going to be different from everybody else and not tell you that you're so right when you could be so wrong. Because other people will tell you what the facts, exactly what you want to hear. Get you a friend that's going to tell you the opposite. That's the friend you should be listening to. Especially when it's the right thing to do. We all know what is right and we all know what is wrong inherently. Hesitancy makes us question that. You hesitate for a second. You're questioning whether this is the right thing to do or whether the wrong thing to do. Now you're questioning your morals. You're welcome. It's not that hard, people. Just be better. Nora says, the topic is bullying. I hope this doesn't change your views on me. Back in elementary school, there was this girl that was different and had some health issues. Well, kids would bully her, me being one of them. I was a follower. But one day, while at lunch, sitting with my friend, she was at a table by herself. Kids were throwing paper at her, spitballs at her, and then I seen a look on her face. I got up, walked over, and asked if I could sit down. I knew the LOL on her face. Like, why should I trust you? I sat down, took her hand, and said, I'm sorry. We talked for the remainder of the lunch period. She winded up not coming back the following year. Fast forward 20 years, I find her on Facebook, sent her a friend request. She accepted. I sent her a message and said, sorry again. She said it was okay, that kids will be kids. I said, no, it isn't, and wasn't okay. We spoke for 2 hours and now very good friends. I am not proud of what I did, and I teach my kids to never be a bully, and if they see someone being bullied, to speak up. This. This is what's called growth. That is called growth. That's growth. But guess what? And it had to take something bad to happen to realize the innate moral feelings, innate, because we all got them. A lot of people choose to ignore it. Maybe we should stop. That's not right. Because you placed yourself in their shoes. If I had that done to me, would I like it very much? No. 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 Your asthma acting up?
Oh, I got a cough drops.
They're in my medicine cabinet.
I have some. I just took one.
Okay, we'll take another.
Well, no, I still have it in my mouth.
Oh, well then suck it harder. You know how to suck, right? You didn't lose that ability.
Yes, I know how to do that.
That's hot.
I know.
You're welcome. Always reminding you of your true potential.
We'll see.
That's growth, kids. I know that we're all capable of it. Stop being so scared of what other people are going to think of you because you want to do the right thing. Some people prosper as a lone wolf. And prosper they will. Okay? Okay. Just be better people. That's all I'm asking you. And realize that who you voted for or what you decided to do in this life is going to affect somebody in some way. Whether you know it or not, it's going to affect those closest to you first. And realize that we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. Why make it harder on yourselves? Don't be like me. The lone wolf. I'm building my circle. And I have amazing people in my corner. You all included. But I have my inner circle that I look to for support. Even though that I don't have a very good way of showing it. I really don't. I'm trying.
We just tend to know.
At least I acknowledge it. At least I acknowledge it.
We know usually by it. If we can't see your face, we know by your tone. We know something's wrong with you, especially when you go real quiet.
You know?
Lucy.
Lucy.
Hi, baby.
She's down here. You can't see her nose, but she's right next to me. Lisa, that's my space heater that's going off. It's because of the grinding metal. That's why it makes that god-awful fucking sound, which is why I put it out here instead of my room.
That would drive me nuts.
Do you shut it off at night?
No,
Or do you block it out?
I just end up blocking it out.
Yeah, I can't. I can't. So, I love you guys. I really do. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. But I'm going to go. I'm hungry. Or chicken nuggets, whatever's easier.
Okay.
Ew, she was like, tacos. I think you're too high to be able to operate a stove.
You're not, though.
So.
You can cook when you're high.
So. Ew. Ew. I'm not dealing with this with y'all. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for the love and support. I really do appreciate all of you. We're going to get through this, I promise you. I ain't got no choice. Really. I ain't got no choice but to go through it. And she just came at the right time. So with that being said, probably. I love you guys. Have a good night.